Movies can hit you at just the right time from any angle. That's kind of the great thing about movies is that you sit down and you watch them and you see something that reminds you of something going on in your life thematically at any given time. If you're in the middle of a breakup and you watch a movie about a breakup, it hits a lot harder at the time. Or you watch a movie about people falling in love and then it hits you even harder because you're falling out of love. You're going through a divorce, you watch a film about people going through a divorce, or your parents going through a divorce, and it hits you. You're starting a new job, you're finding new friends, you're going to college for the first time, you're experiencing loss or grief. A lot of these things can be explored through film at the same time as you're exploring them, and sometimes accidentally, we don't always know what the theme is in a film when we walk into it, and sometimes these films can hit us a little bit harder than the people around us, and they don't always understand why it is that we are connected more with the film at that time than uh, other people. I mean, there are some exceptions. If you went to the theaters and got connected to Saw, I would be concerned, but this is Die My Love, and yeah, I kind of went into this at the time when I was feeling incredibly stressed and sort of crawling out of my skin a little bit, and sort of mental health crisis. Uh, this content creation stuff can be really hard and taxing when you're trying to balance other things and this at the same time, believe it or not. It sounds silly, but I've got 99 problems and this is only one. So, to sit and watch Die My Love, and to watch Jennifer Lawrence lose her absolute fucking mind in this is cathartic. I don't know. I felt seen, even though she's in a completely different place. Very much like an exaggerated feeling of how people go through things most of the time. Very much a woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and probably actually having one, and someone needs to ask her if she needs any help. Um, but it's this relationship that she has um, with herself, with the characters around her, and the direction of Lynn Ramsey, which is kind of masterful here in this. I almost want to call it, we talk about linear and non-linear in terms of storytelling. I almost want to call this like whimsical storytelling. It just, um, I think one of the more frustrating things about Die My Love this awards season is that I don't know that it plays well, because I think Die My Love is a film that is appreciated on multiple viewings because of the way that it plays around with, is this real? What timeline are we in? It feels like we're hopping around a lot. And there isn't really a clear answer that's being given. Lynn Ramsey makes you work for it. You have to earn your place here. And it's not a simple yes or no answer. It's a film that I think will turn some off because they won't want to commit the time to feeling it. But at the same time, if you've ever sort of been in um, sort of like that, I don't know, like manic state where you feel like you don't know where the exit door is. Die My Love kind of represents that a little bit, where you're not really sure how you got here and you're not really sure how to get out of there. And even though Jennifer Lawrence's character isn't fully reflective of the fact that she is where she is, that she is necessarily as bad as she is, maybe that she has anything to do with what she is. Like, she might argue that she's perfectly fine and everyone else around her is not. It's clear that she's not, and somebody needs to help her along the way. Definitely some odd, troubling behavior I would say, that would make me concerned for someone. And I think because of that, and the way that Ramsey tells the story, it's going to be a little bit harder for people to latch on to Jennifer Lawrence in her sort of like bold return. She certainly wants to be recognized now as a full-fledged 100% grown-up actress, very much so in this. It's a very R-rated performance from her. She's naked a lot of talk about sex. Her breast is out and lactates at one time, so I'm sure it wasn't. Maybe they did it for real. Kudos if she went to that level of commitment. But yeah, it's definitely a very dynamic powerhouse performance. It reminded me a lot of Amy Adams last year in Night Bitch, and what she went through with that. Although I don't know that this film is 100% about postpartum depression. She doesn't really seem disconnected to her kid so much as she is necessarily the world around her. It's very isolationist. They put her out in this house, and they make you feel like she's in the middle of nowhere, but she's really not. She's not too far away from her mother-in-law, played by Sissy Spacek in this movie. Her husband isn't completely absent, played by Robert Pattinson. He does come in and out and seems to be somewhat in tune to her at times, but not always. They have they have a very interesting dynamic. A couple of the other actors that you would recognize in this film are Nick Nolte, who plays Spacek's husband and Pattinson's father in this. He has nominal screen time, as does Lakeith Stanfield, who plays sort of this mysterious neighbor that kind of drifts in, which is part of the whole thing where you go, is this real? Is this happening? Is this, I don't know. So even after I saw it, before I got on the chance to review it, somebody was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see Die My Love. I'm really excited. It has audio description because it does. It's done by Deluxe. And my first reaction was, yeah, you're gonna want to see that multiple times. You're gonna want to see that twice. My advice to Mubi would be, put Die My Love on any screener platform that you have, and let people, don't put an end time. Put the end time as being March 31st or something, way after, so that everybody who has a chance to vote for it for anything can watch it as many times as they feel like they need to process the film that's going through. Because it's not a bad film. I actually think it's a great film that people will appreciate more. I've actually seen it twice, because the first time my screener did not come with audio description. I watched it anyway just in case, because it's a crapshoot out there in the world being blind and getting audio description. But Mubi actually apologized and came through for me with an accessible screener, which is why I'm reviewing it a little bit late. Yeah, Die My Love is currently in theaters. I did actually see it the first time in advance of it being in theaters, so I had an opportunity to release this ahead of everybody else. Now I'm a little bit late. I apologize. It's not my fault. But I think it's so much more context with the audio description. There was one little funny moment that I thought was just a funny wording from Deluxe. Normally their scripts are flawless, but there was one where they have Lawrence's character, and it says she stands by her man. They use her character name. I can't remember what it is. And I just heard in my mind, I was like, stand by your man. It was something about her man stands by her man. I was like, okay. That's an interesting choice. An interesting phrasing there. But yeah, so what is it? Lawrence plays a woman who again, this is timeliney, so I'm gonna try to straighten it out a little bit so it makes a little bit more sense. We see a young couple, which is Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson, and they're moving into this house that they inherited from Pattinson's uncle, who killed himself in the house. You'll find out how at some point in the film. And it's not even hidden, by the way. They mention it like as soon as they walk into the house. It's not like a spoiler. It's they're in the house for like 5 seconds and she asks about it. Uh, so yeah, it's she's pregnant and then she has a baby and she's at home with the baby. She doesn't really have a job. She wants to write, but she can't really write. Sort of like writer's block. She kind of ends up like doodling most of the time. She has one of those like quill pens where you actually dip it into the ink and you write that way. It's like very fancy. And it's a young couple, so they have sex a lot. And he works for business. Like he's away somewhere. He has to travel. I don't know, like it doesn't seem like he travels for very long, but it does seem like he drives. So he's gone because he calls her from places that are like not too far away, but like hours so that he'll be late for dinner, like that kind of stuff. Like, still got to drive home. I'm gonna be late, you know. And he doesn't fully process everything that's happening. They live close to his parents, who we see at different stages, sometimes with Nick Nolte, sometimes without. Sissy Spacek, being somebody who was a mother herself, understands a little bit or tries to project onto Lawrence what she was going through to what Lawrence is going through. There are other sort of really tiny characters that come in and out that are other like family members, friends, neighbors, whatever, throughout the thing. None of them make any sort of an impact. And then there's Lakeith Stanfield, who just kind of shows up on a motorcycle, and not a whole lot of context given to him at all. And Lawrence just kind of slowly it's like cabin fever almost. It's like she goes crazy, but she's not you can see that she can walk to her mother-in-law's house. So I mean, she's not completely out in the middle of nowhere, but it does feel very isolationist. It's a very interesting film from Lynn Ramsey, who has done some previous work before, and where she can highlight an actor very well. She can take a very difficult film, one that is hard to love as a film and hard to necessarily go, oh, I love watching that movie over and over and over, but definitely give you that like one powerhouse performance. Joaquin Phoenix with You Were Never Really Here probably should have gotten an Oscar nomination for that because he's incredible in that. Also, we need to talk about Kevin. Another terrific, arguably with like two fantastic performances in that, from people who hate hearing the name Ezra Miller over and over again. He was really quite creepy in that, as he was supposed to be. So, yeah, I think she's done it again here. I think she's given Lawrence the space to breathe. She keeps going out on press tours and talking about how she likes female directors because they give her a different space, and she doesn't like male directors because they feel like they over direct. Which I don't want to say like because I'm a guy. I was kind of like, but you know where your Oscar came from, right? Like, it felt very like bite the hand that feeds. I think in an Oscar campaign, it's great to talk up Lynn Ramsey and say, how much you loved working with her, but also to turn back around and kind of besmirch all the people that you had worked with before who helped you get to where you are, which are a lot of male directors, Francis Lawrence, people like that, David O. Russell, people who got her. Just say who you mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you just blanketed the entire all of the male directors you've ever worked with, some of which got you Oscar nominations, certainly also helped you to become an A-lister, so which allows you to do a film like Die My Love after kind of stepping away from Hollywood for a hot second, and come back in and immediately be in the Oscar race because of your previous efforts that have been acclaimed. So I think it's a little bit of a unaware response on her part, and for a film that's already kind of difficult to campaign, I I'm a little bit hesitant. I think she needs to negotiate those conversations a little bit better. Um, but yeah, I like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I think it's one of my favorite films of the year. I don't know if it's gonna be in the top 10. I still have films I need to see. I've been saying that a lot. So for films that are basically not my number one right now, I'm like, I don't know if it'll stay there. I don't know if it'll end up being in the top 10 or like an honorable mention, top 25, but I did really enjoy the movie, and largely because I was feeling it. Like I was feeling a lot of this, like I needed to take a break, and I was losing my mind and all that kind of stuff. And then I saw a film about losing my mind. And when you see somebody who's like worse off than you kind of feel a little bit better about it. So it kind of made me go, oh, I'm not quite there yet. Okay, we're good. But yeah, it's a hell of a performance from Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know if she gets the Oscar nomination or not. I don't mind voting for her. I think it was a great performance. It's very out there. It's very uninhibited. She certainly isn't afraid of anything anymore. It's a lot of the praise that they were giving Demi Moore for being just sort of out in the open about the substance last year, and unafraid to show age as it is. I think Jennifer Lawrence being really exposing herself and everything that means. I think uh, it's a bold performance, but Amy Adams did a lot of the same stuff last year in Night Bitch, which she was also terrific in, and that didn't get a nomination. Granted, that also was more of a horror movie. This one, Jennifer Lawrence doesn't turn into an animal and run run with the wolves. Um, so you know, but if you get a chance to check out Die My Love, I don't think it's completely out of Oscar season. I'd love to see where it goes. I think it's time. This is a tough year for auteurs also, but I wish Lynn Ramsey would get more recognition as a director because the work that she does is challenging. It's the kind of work that we should be praising. I know we all want to look at John M. Chu and be like, look, isn't Wicked shiny and beautiful? And it's like, yeah, I don't think he's really had anything to say as a director before, though. He just competently directed a thing that was already good and didn't mess with it like he did in The Heights. Like, if it's John M. Chu versus Lynn Ramsey, I would give Lynn Ramsey the spot any day of the week. I think this is much more of a directorial effort, and somebody who continues to show exactly what they're all about consistently from movie to movie. So yes, I would say check Die My Love out. uh I did enjoy it. I will not lie, I did enjoy Die My Love. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. That's fresh. Make sure to check it out. Everybody's good in it. It's unsettling. It's it's unnerving. It's relatable. It is everything that it needs to be, and it was exactly the movie that I needed right now in my life. Because yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jennifer Lawrence, Lynn Ramsey, Mubi, all those wonderful people for bringing this to me at this exact time. This is the movie I needed right now. And I will see you guys on the other side.